of the lonesome desert plains. The sun sets fire to the horizon, blood and amber stains. Old whiskey bottles lie buried neath the sands of time, while ghostly trains whistle past the forsaken cursor climb. Ashes of the dusty boots scattered by the breeze, every step a story of broken vows and pleas. In the heart of a ghost town, under a noose's sway, the echoes of my past, they never fade away. Came upon a burning church, the flames kissed the black sky, a remnant of a love lost under that cursed moon's eye. The wind carries secrets of a love that once was mine, now just forgotten graves in these silent sands confined. Ashes of the dusty boots carried off by the wind, a dance of swirling memories of sins deeply skinned. In the silence of the desert, with the stars as my guide, I walk the path of revenge with nowhere left to hide. At the crossroads stands a figure, stark against the night, the shadow of my betrayer bathed in the cold moonlight. Our eyes lock, a silent duel in the whispering sands. Two souls bound by blood and dust, fate held in trembling hands. Ashes of the dusty boots now settle in the earth, a tale of vengeance satisfied, a ghost lonely rebirth. In the heart of this cursed land, I found my peace at last. The past and I, we ride as one, shadows overcast. So listen close, ye wandering souls, to this haunted desert song, where every stone and every bone knows where the lost belong. In the shadow of a ghost town, and under twilight's mournful sway, whiskey bottle lying in, 'tis the church begins to fray. Hoofbeats echo through the valley like a train's lonesome cry, past the barn that's caught in flames, reaching for the sky. Riding through the burning barn, smoke blurring right and wrong, haunted by love so fierce, now nothing but a song. Ashes rain on cursed lands where once my heart did yearn, through the fire past old sins, too late for me to turn. She was sunlight through the dust storm, now she's shadows in the wind, betrayed by whispers, trading love for a sin. Her laughter now just echoes through the silent starry waste, every memory scorched and sealed by the past bitter taste. Riding through the burning barn, ember sting my haunted eyes, each flame a fleeting moment of the love that death defies. Beneath the blackened beams, our fate was drawn in soot and char. Lost dreams crackle underfoot in this pyre of a scar. in every spark. Feel her presence so near. Was it vengeance or salvation that this burning path has wrought? Among these flames I find the battles I have fought. Riding through the burning barn where all my ghosts reside, letting go of old regrets that in my heart did hide. As beams collapse around me, this outlaw's tale unfolds. In the ashes of my sins, a new life bravely molds. A battered soul now leaving the ruins, riding toward the dawn, knowing every end is just a place to start a new reborn.
In a town too rough for dawn's light, where the dust swallows your name, whiskey bottles lay like broken dreams beneath the old saloon's frame. The desert moon hangs a silent judge over streets that know my sin. Heard the whistle of the midnight train as the shadows danced within. Gone with the midnight train through cursed lands under starlit pain, riding past forgotten graves where the souls of the fallen remain. Echoes of betrayal, the screeching tracks in my heart a burning chain. All that's left is a ghost of love, gone with the midnight train. I loved her like the prairie wide, wild winds in her hair so fair, but she vanished with a preacher's vow in a church left to despair. Found a note by the morning light, stained with last night's rain. Promises turned to whispers, crushed by the sound of the midnight train. Gone with the midnight train through silent deserts and my silent blame, chasing down dusty storms with my heart tied to a name. Haunting whistles taunt my revenge through the cold, through the strain. She's just a specter in the wind, gone with the midnight train. By the old tracks I stand head low as the night whispers confess. Her laughter's a ghost in the wind, her touch a forgotten caress. The train's a beast on iron paths where the heart fueled by my pain. Every mile screams her name, weaving through my veins.
Gone with the midnight train through landscapes of my own heart's terrain, past burning churches, through storms of sand, to where all is lost, nothing gained. This outlaw's tale ends on these tracks, amidst the echoes of a refrain. Love a fleeting shadow, forever gone with the midnight train.
In the heart of a ghost town, under a blood-red sky, dust dances with the devil where the lost souls lie. Whiskey bottle emptied by a cold campfire, echoes of a train whistle haunted with desire. Blood on the shadows, pain in the wind, cursed by the memories of the sins I've skinned. This desert knows my name and my story's old, written in the dust where my heart turned cold. A love once burning like the church that caught the flame, betrayed by a kiss in the shadows that we named. She left with the sunset on the day the preacher lied. Now I wander with the ghost of what I've left inside. Blood on the shadows, scars in the sand, walking through the night with a gun in my hand. The silence is my partner in this forsaken land, guided by the moonlight and the retribution plan. At the crossroads by the old forgotten graves, I face the whispers and the debts I've yet to pay. Her shadow in the doorway, the showdown feels so right. 2 bullets in the chamber under the starless night. Blood on the shadows, destiny's embrace, revenge or redemption, it's a bitter taste. With each step on this cursed ground, I accept my fate. In the silence of the desert, revenge comes too late. Dust and the stories it knows of an outlaw with a heart where nothing grows. Blood on the shadows under skies so vast, in a land that forgets but the legends last. Streets echo with old forgotten claims, whiskey bottles lay thrown by the church's burned gate, a tale of betrayal and a devil's fiery hate. Oh, the devil's hand, cold and unkind, finds the back of those who've left love behind. In the silence of the desert under a blood-red moon, he walks with shadows, singing a vengeful tune. Now there once was a lover, fair-haired and true, whose heart was stolen in a night of dew. But the lover's promise was a whispered lie, left in a grave where only crows dare fly. Oh, the devil's eyes like burning coals seek out the sinner to claim their souls. Through dust storms howling like a train's lonesome cry, he counts each betrayal under a starless sky. By the forgotten well, he
begin in the cold night air. With every step you retrace, you'll meet your fate in this cursed silent place.
Midnight in the ghost town. Under the midnight moon in the ghost town, silence reigns. Walking on shadows of what used to be amidst the pain. Whiskey bottles lay beside cracked and dusty lanes. Echoes of a train whistle fading like memories in the rain. Midnight strikes in the ghost town, the spirits sigh. Cursed land beneath my boots under a starless sky. Lost love whispers through the ruins where old secrets lie. With every haunted heartbeat, I'm just waiting to die. This town's soul burned with the church one cold dark night. Vengeance stirred in the ashes, hidden from the light. A lover's promise turned to betrayal, gone without a fight. Left my heart buried in this forsaken place, out of sight. Midnight cries in the ghost town, the wind moans low. Past sins cast long shadows where the lost ones go. Ghosts of you and me in the dance of the slow. Underneath the gallows tree, where the bitter winds blow. In the stillness, a confrontation with my own haunted fate. Through the dust storms, I see your shadow by the gate. Gun in my hand trembles as the clock declares it's too late. Forgiveness is a forgotten grave, sealed by hate. Midnight burns in the ghost town, and now I see this cursed land holds nothing but a memory. A gun, a bottle, and a locket, my only company. In the ghost town at midnight, forever is just you and me.
In the shadow of the valley, where the dead men lie still, the sun bleeds crimson over Boot Hill.
whiskey bottles and secrets buried deep. Ghost town echoes, the forsaken weep. A lone whistle splits the silence, a train bound for nowhere, past the hanging tree, swaying in the air. Underneath the hanging tree, that's where he'll find his fate. Ghosts of the past, whispering of hate. Twisted rope and a crooked decree. Lost souls linger where no one's free. In the dusty winds, his sins they'll retreat. By the old hanging tree, where the condemned never leave. He wore a badge once, sworn to protect, but her heart turned dark from love's neglect. Burning church on a hill, prayers gone with the smoke. Promises shattered, and on his vow he did choke. A lover's betrayal under a blood moon's glare. Her whisper in the dark, a cold and desolate affair. Underneath the hanging tree, justice finds its own, a reckoning from seeds of sin that was sown. Merciless sky and a storm's mournful plea, echoes of the cursed and a soul never free. In the howling night, the truth he will perceive. At the base of the hanging tree, only death can relieve. On forsaken ground he stands, gun heavy in hand, faced by the shadows of this cursed land. Their eyes bore through him, each a mirror of his own ghost. In the silence he's the host to the dance toast. A reckoning's breath upon his neck, revenge a bitter seed. It's here at the hanging tree, his fate is decreed. Underneath the hanging tree, a twisted silhouette swings, a tale of a man who gambled with kings. In the silent desert, the story is told of a life taken early and a heart grown cold. By the old hanging tree, he embraced his final breath, swallowed by shadows in the dance of death.
Bottles clink in mournful song. Railroad tracks stretch cold and long. A lone church burns in the twilight's glow. Flames whisper tales of a heart's woe. Gone with the wind, gone with the night, gone with the love that once held tight. Under the pale moon's judging eye, gone with the lost love, never to retry. We swore our oaths by the forgotten graves, beneath the crosses among the staves. Her laughter echoed a haunting tune under the cursed sun and the darkened moon. But betrayal's knife was sharp and sleek, left my soul hollow and my heart weak. and deserts, the truth I faced, every memory I can't erase. Her ghost in the winds, an endless call through the dust storms that rise and fall. Revenge, a fire that in me resides, right in the dark where vengeance hides. Gone with the pain, gone with the spite, gone with the love into the night. Accept the silence, the soul's deep cut. Gone with the lost love, the door now shut. In the end, it's just me and the dust. Gone with the lost love, in whom I trust.
Out where the whiskey whispers in the wind-scorched land, rattling the skeletons of ghost towns in its command. Dust devils dance where the church once proudly stood. Now just charred wood framing betrayal's neighborhood. On the ashes of the lonely road, where my heart lays bare, each step stirs the stories that the dead refuse to spare. The whiskey bottle's empty, the promises she made, under the shadow of the cross where my sins were paid. The moonlight cast long shadows like fingers on my past. Her love was a desert flower, never meant to last. From the silent desert to the cursed train track end, her whispers still haunt me with the winds they send. On the ashes of the lonely road, where ghosts claim their due, every footfall echoes a past died in midnight hue. The whiskey bottle shattered like the lives we lived. In the dust of forgotten graves, nothing's left to give. There's a storm that's coming with memories it stirs, of burning churches and the vengeance that occurs. The sky cries her name in a thunderous, mournful ode. Her betrayal, the spark, my heart, the road it arose. On the ashes of the lonely road, I embrace my fate, riding through the shadows of her love turned hate. This whiskey bottle's broken, like the oath I swore. On the lonely road I wander alone forevermore.
line etches deep into the soul of a man scarred by love and deceit, marking his journey through a relentless landscape that mirrors his own inner desolation.
In the valley where the shadows play, dirt's as red as the sins we lay. 'Neath the haunted moon's watchful gaze, there's a cold whisper of old bygone days. Train whistles moan through cursed land, echoing the touch of a ghostly hand. Where roses in the casket waits underneath the church, it's too late. Hearts bound by a love turned hate. Where roses in the casket waits. Once we danced where the rivers flow, till betrayal planted seeds of woe. Your sweet lies like the whiskey burns in a town of dust, there's no return. Burning church lit the night ablaze, those shadows flicker in its amber haze. Where roses in the casket waits, a tale of love now desecrate. Through silent deserts I contemplate, where roses in the casket waits. In the silence midst the forgotten graves, I found the truth hidden away. The gun in my hand weighs heavy now. Revenge is a promise I vow to avow tonight. Under this lonesome sky's dome, I'll settle the debts far from home. Where roses in the casket waits, this heart no longer contemplates. Fate sealed on this cursed date, where roses in the casket waits. Where roses in a casket waits. Out of a window's vow. In a town too grim for dawn's early light, where the whiskey whispers secrets and the stars fear to tread, she stands by the doorway, a shadow in white, with vows made of venom and roses once red. Dust devils dance where the chapel once stood, and the train's lonesome whistle moans her grief to the cold. In the silvery gleam of that cursed silent wood lies the story of love, bought, betrayed, and resolved. A widow's heart, keep your ghostly vow, sworn over graves where the lost lovers lay. By the burnt church's bell, she's calling him now to the town that the maps and the good folks betray.
beneath that dead oak where they swore to be true lies a ring and a bullet, a story untold. He promised her stars but gave the night's cruel hue. Her bed now a ledger of debts cold as gold. Her groom found in darkness, his whispers like rust. In a barroom's cruel laughter, her fate turned to dust. Through a curtain of tears she watched love turn to lust. Now the prairie winds howl for the justice she trusts. Oh, widow's heart, curse your bitter vow, bound by the shadows where old lovers stray. By the burnt church's silence, she's haunting him now, in a ghost town where hope and the damned souls wait. Moon, she finds her old flame with a gun and a Bible. Her tears turn to wrath. In the silence between them she whispers his name, a vow made in darkness, a straight vengeful path. A shot in the desert, a fall in the dust, an echo that carries through bones and through rust. The widow's lone vow takes its toll as it must. Love's ledger now settled, she turns from the past. Oh, widow's heart, rest your weary vow. Leave the cursed lands where the cold spirits play. By the burnt church's shadow, peace finds her somehow, in a silent desert where old debts are paid. Sky where the vultures circle high, dust devils dance where the old church lies in ruin. Whiskey bottles clink in the silence of the ghost town. Every wall is a story, every shadow a warning. Echoes from the cursed land, they call my name. Through the whisper of the train, like a lost refrain. Here under the desert sun, where my sins lie bare, the wind carries my burden, a song of despair. Once loved a girl with eyes like the stormy night, betrayed by a kiss in the flicker of a lantern light. Her laughter now a memory, fading in the swirling dust. Her vows lie forgotten, like a pistol left to rust. Echoes from the cursed land, a haunting plea. In the howl of the night wind, she speaks to me. Bound by blood-stained dreams in these silent streets, every stone tells a story, every echo repeats. By the burning church I kneel and pray for rain. Wash redemption has died. Echoes from the cursed land, I embrace the fire. A lone outlaw's lament strung on rusty wire. Let the desert claim me, let the spirits judge my stand. In the heart of the silence of this forsaken land.
Shadow of the mesa, where the sun forgets to shine, lies a town too dead for dying, kept alive by ghosts of time. Whiskey bottles roll like tumbleweeds, the dust storms hide the sins, while the train whistles mourn for souls, playing tunes of might have beens. Here I'm buried in the ghost town, where the past won't find its rest. Underneath the blood-red sunset, with a badge upon my chest. In the silence of the cursed land, hear the old church bell resound. My heart lies cold beneath the sand, buried deep in the ghost town. Once loved a girl with wildfire eyes in this town of shallow graves. Betrayed by kisses soft as lies, led me straight to early graves. Found her locket by the chapel, where all our dreams turned to ash. Echoes of a snake's soft rattle ended with the lightning's flash. Here I'm buried in the ghost town, shadows stretch like fears unmet, haunted by the love I lost and the night we first met. Beneath the cries of dusty winds where old memories confound, my spirit wanders restlessly through the streets of the ghost town.
in a ghost town where the shadows play. Dust rolls where the children used to lay. Whiskey bottles lie in the silent sands, emptied by the touch of trembling hands. A train whistle moans in the distant gloom, calling out like an old forgotten tune. Buried deep in the outlaw heart, love and venom play their part. Underneath the cursed moon's light lies a tale of wrath and blight. The wind whispers secrets hard and tall, buried deep in the outlaw heart. Once loved a girl with fire in her eyes, promises made under starlit skies. But betrayal came on a hellbound steed, left my heart to break and bleed. In the church where we once prayed, flames licked the walls where our vows lay. Buried deep in the outlaw heart, echoes of a love torn apart. Beneath the scorn of heaven's chart, revenge stirs up the dust so dark. The past won't let the present stop, buried deep in the outlaw heart. Now face to face with ghostly fates, in the ruins of my hate I wait. A showdown with my soul's regrets, on a field of dead sunsets. Her memory, a haunting dart, pierces through the outlaw heart. Buried deep in the outlaw heart, forgiveness is a dying art. With every beat away I part from the love that turned to depart. In the silence I accept my part, buried deep in the outlaw heart. Out where the wind moans through the ghostly plains, whiskey bottles lay bearing forgotten names. Underneath that old gallows tree, a secret's kept in shade. Whispers about a cursed land where the devil's debts are paid. A dust storm soul stirs the sands of sin, where the sun burns scorn as the tales begin. Train whistles cry like a siren's eerie wail, guiding lost souls on this damned and dusty trail. In the devil's silent grave, where the shadows go to weep, lies a tale of a man with promises the devil didn't keep. Burning churches lit the night with flames that kiss the sky, echoes of the fallen ones who never meant to die. He rode from the east with revenge in his eyes, past the forgotten graves where the lone coyote cries. Love lost to a bullet by a traitor's cold hand. In the depths of the silent desert he made his final stand. The town was empty, a ghost of the past, a testament to memories that weren't meant to last. Her locket in his pocket and her vision in his gaze. He drank from a bottle marked with yesterdays. In the devil's silent grave, where the lost spirits roam, stands a man seeking vengeance in the place he once called home. The night air carries sorrow of love and bullets spent as he searches for the traitor on a path of lament. At the crossroads he faced the fiend, in the dust where truth and lies intervene. Your soul or your enemy, the devil's voice did croon underneath the haunting glow of the bloodshot moon. Sleeps with the wrong set right, out where the wind moans its final plea. The devil's silent grave keeps its company. Out where the horizon bleeds to the sand, there's a tale carved by a shaky guilt-ridden hand. Sun-blistered faces, whiskey-stained souls, in a ghost town where the church bell no longer tolls. Echoes of footsteps that dance with the sins. Lost voices howl where the dust storm begins. Hear the whispers in the desert wind, secrets buried where the cursed lands grin. A lover's betrayal, a friend's cold goodbye. Only the vultures see where the forgotten lie. These sands of sorrow on the blood-red sky, whispers in the desert wind, never die. Yeah. By the light of a fire that flickers like hope, I recall her smile by the old gallows road. The night they came riding, their shadows cast long. A deal with the devil where it all went wrong. My heart was stolen by her Judas kiss. In the silent desert, it's her ghost I met. Listen to the whispers in the desert wind, fragments of the past on the breeze pen. A trail of vengeance, a shot in the night. Only the moon witnessed our forsaken plight. On
haunted by the laughter and the tears we cried. Whispers in the desert wind can't hide.
I stand at the crossroads, gun heavy with dread. Her whisper comes softly, avenge the dead. The whiskey numbs the memories, sharpen like thorns. In the desert's embrace, my sworn oath reborn. Now the whispers in the desert wind call my name, echoing the verdict in this lonesome game. With each step forward, my resolution's made. In the dust and ashes, my debts will be paid. Let the sand cover, let the wind sing, for in the whispers of the desert I'll find my peace or bring.
This song captures the haunting, lingering essence of a story set against the stark, unforgiving backdrop of the desert, where past deeds and old ghosts refuse to be silenced.
Out where the dust storms whisper, down in Dead Man's Cove, the church bells rang their last beneath the crimson sky stove. Whiskey bottles lay empty by a grave no one knows. Echoes of train whistles as the cold desert wind blows. Church fire and smoke, where my heart once spoke, buried in ashes. Under oaths we broke, the sky wept flames on forsaken lands as vengeance slipped through my trembling hands. She was an angel turned shadow in the moon's haunting glow. Promises made at the altar, now just embers that grow. Her love a ghost town abandoned in the silence of scorn, left me with nothing but the night and the thorns. Church fire and smoke, where my soul got choked, lost in the fury of the words we once spoke. Burning timbers told the tales of our plight, under the cover of a merciless night. There in the blaze I saw her face, haunting the aisles of fleeting grace. The truth burned bright in the heart of the flame. Her betrayal, a curse I whisper in shame. Church fire and smoke, where our dreams did evoke, now just a memory of blackened oak. In the ashes I lay my revenge to rest, forsaking the love that failed the test. In the silent desert under stars so remote, I walk alone with church fire and smoke.
In the shadow of the valley, where the dead men lie still, the sun-bleached crimson over Boot Hill, whiskey bottles and secrets buried deep, ghost town echoes the forsaken weed. A lone whistle splits the silence, a train bound for nowhere, past a hanging tree swaying in the air. Underneath the hanging tree, that's where he'll find his fate. Ghosts of the past whispering of hate, twisted rope and a crooked decree. Lost souls linger where no one's free. In the dusty winds his sins they'll retreat, by the old hanging tree where the condemned never leave. He wore a badge once, sworn to protect, but a heart turned dark from love's neglect. Burning church on a hill, prayers gone with the smoke, promises shouting on his vow he did choke. A lover's betrayal under a blood moon's glare, her whisper in the dark, a cold and desolate affair. Underneath the hanging tree, justice finds its own, a reckoning from seeds of sin that were sown. Merciless sky and a storm's mournful plea, echoes of a cursed and a soul never free. In the howling night, the truth you will perceive. At the base of the hanging tree, only death can relieve. On forsaken ground he stands, gun heavy in hand, faced by the shadows of this cursed land. Their eyes bore through him, each a mirror of his own ghost. In the silence he's the host to the damned's toast. A reckoning's breath upon his neck, revenge a bitter seed. It's here at the hanging tree, his fate is decreed. Underneath the hanging tree a twisted silhouette swings, a tale of a man who gambled with kings. In the silent desert the story is told of a life taken early and a heart grown cold. By the old hanging tree he embraced his final breath, swallowed by a shadow in the dance of death. In the shadow of the Joshua tree, where the devil cast his stone, lies a town too cursed to name, where the winds forever moan. Whiskey bottles line the streets, like the soldiers falling cold, and every step on dusty earth is a story left untold. Oh, the gunpowder serenade plays a tune of lead and flame. Bitter echoes fill the night, whispering a forsaken name. In the heart of silent deserts, under skies that bleed and fade, lives the curse of every outlaw, drowning gunpowder serenade. Once a lover called my name, in a time when trust was sworn. Now her ghost in moonlit lays through the weeping cactus torn. Betrayed by blood, by love, by gold, beneath the noose the deal was made. A burning church, the cold farewell sealed by gunpowder serenade. Oh, the gunpowder the dawn. The train whistles mournful sounds, face to face with my own shadow on these cursed unholy grounds. The gun clicks in the silent night, like the debts of sin repaid. One last dance in the devil's hole to the tune of gunpowder played. So let the gunpowder serenade, close my eyes to the bleeding sun. May revenge or sweet release come from the barrel of my gun. In the whispers of the desert storm and the choices that I've made, I'll find my peace or damnation in the gunpowder serenade. Underneath the silver moon's haunted light stands a ghost of a town swallowed by the night. Wind whispers secrets through the chapel's burned black beams, echoes of the past caught in a dust devil's dreams. Buried in the cursed land, where shadows lead to dance. Whiskey numbs the heart, but it can't change the chance. Every step I've taken led to this forsaken sand. Here lies my broken promise, buried in the cursed land. The tale of a love bride as a train's lone whistle call, gone like smoke from a gun when the darkness began to fall. She was a fire, I was the cold iron rail, bound for collision, a story doomed to fail. Buried in the cursed land, where the lost souls roam, haunted by the echoes of a heart that was my home. Every night I've woken to the desert's mournful songs, found my dreams uprooted, planted in these silent palms. In the valley of the damned, I face the truth under starlit glow. Her words were the betrayal, the final brutal blow. Now every whisper of the sand, every chill the desert sends, is her voice calling me to a place where all ends, buried in the cursed land. Buried in the cursed land, with my sins laid bare, the dust settles on my soul, yielding to despair. Here I wait forever, neath the cursed earth plot I stand, bound to this silent hell, buried in the cursed land.